Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here again with another House of the Dragon reaction. Today I'm going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 8, called The Queen Who Never Was. So yeah, it's the season finale already. I'm not ready. I know that some spoilers were leaked, but I avoided most of them, so I actually am going in here pretty fresh. So yeah, let's just get into it. Monkey. Oh, got it. I know what's going on.
Her ship?
The stepstones. Give us the stepstones.
Very well.
I wonder if he's actually...
They have me hanged for this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, does he actually have the authority to do that, or what?
And sit the Iron Throne yourself.
Oh my god.
Of course, there is...
Tyland has been very relatable throughout this season. I feel like he's had it, understandably.
This is Tyland Lannister.
He flew to challenge her and was rebuffed. Fled in terror, from what I hear.
No. I am the king. Why must I run?
Because the Prince Regent is going to kill you.
My cock is destroyed. Did they tell you that? Yeah. It burst into flames like a sausage on a spit.
Yeah, this is the part that I was spoiled on, and it is not the vibe.
And the Pretender destroy themselves.
Egg on the realm's delight.
How long has she been wandering in the Vale? This isn't like an easy place to wander.
I'll have an apology from you.
Oh, the young prince! Look at that hair. As dark as they say.
Let them tell us we don't have Targaryen blood, eh?
My mother is the queen.
Dragon riders both.
If you hinder our efforts through sloth or unreadiness, I will see you hanged and your body fed to the dogs in the street.
Maybe chill out.
No disrespect, my prince.
We know little of who they are, and what is the strength of their character. Adam of Hull, at least, is known to you.
I mean, maybe you should have thought of that before giving random people dragons, perhaps.
A man of integrity, but a dragon nonetheless. And you forget another.
Dreamfire.
Helena. She does not ride. She has no taste for it.
Lies. She loves riding,
Her dragon.
Dreamfire.
according to Fire and
Perhaps
Blood.
when the Conqueror was king.
Queen who never was. What I do now, I do for her.
It's very weird that they are not making this even like the slightest point of conflict for Corlys and Rhaenyra. Like, Rhaenys dying in her service is a pretty big deal, and they seem to have kind of brushed past it very easily.
While you have mustered an army, Rhaenyra has faltered. Turning aside from our judgment and taking a course I myself deem reckless. But you are a leader of men. If you declare yourself, your lords will follow you.
I need you to fly with Dreamfire to battle.
Aemond.
I do not wish to fight.
Our wishes must take second place now to what is necessary to preserve the throne.
I won't burn anyone.
It isn't a question.
They have defiled our birthright, made commoners into dragon lords. It is a sin and must be punished.
May I remind you, your sister is still...
Do you think nothing of your oath? Steward's son from Dawn. Fucking the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
Like, we get it, bro. You're racist. It's okay. No, it's not okay.
She saved my life. Twice. Once from the headsman's axe and once from myself. Since then, she has been the beacon I follow. Or perhaps all men are corrupt, and true honor is a mist. That melts in the morning. To die will be a kind of relief.
Gawain does not have the depth to deal with this shit. Tylan is having a very bad, no good day.
I will most certainly consider it.
Consider it. This must have been miserable to shoot.
Have you ever eaten the flesh?
Wearing clothes covered in mud. I know we're in like Fantasyland and whatever, but you would die of exposure very quickly
my
here.
Lads, my comely boys and
No one is working harder than Tylan in this episode.
To the gullet on the morrow!
Oh, fun.
You are a handsome man, and you have proven your worth and virility. I wish to have children by you.
You want me to?
Indeed. I want you to fuck my wives.
What?
You'll fly in 2 days' time.
2
The
days.
strongholds of the usurper.
You wish for us to kill innocents.
And so many.
It is hard, but it cannot be helped.
Okay.
A knight will comport himself with grace at the Queen's table.
Best make me a knight then.
Okay, there's actual lighting here. We love that for them.
Come with me. To Harrenhal.
Oh.
We will lay waste to Damon and his army.
You were swallowed up in the god's eye, and you were never seen again.
I could have you killed.
Chill out, bro. I wonder, does Damon know that she got more dragon riders, and how is he going to react to seeing Adam here?
Uiundan. Uina juragon costo tuta warundan. Sesi Amerikiso. Elo. Belvilza. The realm's only hope is a leader who can unite it, and my brother chose you.
I mean, I appreciate, you know, the connection to Game of Thrones and all of this stuff, but, like, this stuff isn't true according to Game of Thrones canon itself, so I don't know why they keep on repeating, like, oh, the realm has to be united. Well, it wasn't when the White Walkers came. There needs to be a Targaryen on the Iron Throne. There wasn't when the White Walkers came. Like, I wonder if that's going to further feed her, you know, her belief in herself that she's the chosen one. Interesting shot there, and lighting.
And the air that took its place, and now you remember I live.
Drag him.
Now you wish to.
No lies.
Suddenly to scatter the crumbs of your favor.
Like, you're telling me she wouldn't look like a fucking wreck after being in the Vale, wandering for God knows how long.
They put the means to victory in your hands.
And yet, to claim it, I must strike. And in striking, I doom thousands to their deaths.
You must not let the realm fall to those who care for power more than peace.
And who pays the price?
I mean, not to be rude, but isn't this kind of out of character for Rhaenyra? She hasn't been particularly concerned with small folk in the past. Or like in the past episode when she killed a bunch of them to find dragon riders.
I do have desires.
Yes, but you alone made virtue your banner.
And I clung to it. In defiance of you, I think, who so disdained it.
Like, can we have Alicent just, like, live a life that isn't entirely about Rhaenyra, maybe? Maybe?
I have been alone of late. he still heeds his mother. I believe I can prevail upon him to bend the knee if
No,
indeed it...
still. You defend him. Still,
Well,
remember,
yeah.
You can have all you want without paying too high a price.
Oh,
Price I have
for
no
God's
choice
sake.
but to pay.
It's to set things right.
No. No.
However, you may try to evade it. You know this.
No. Beat it. Shoo.
Shrink from what you set out to do, or will you see it through and make your sacrifice? A son for a son.
Oh my God. This chick is evil.
You are much changed.
Let us be done with this. Please.
History will paint you a villain. A cold queen. Grasping for power and then defeated.
Let them think what they must.
Yeah, a lot of people who had seen the spoilers told me that I would be a little torqued, and I am a little torqued. This is a little, I mean, whatever. I'm not as upset as I thought I might be, but like, there's certain aspects to this that really are not it. Are we actually gonna get the gullet this episode or what? Like, I get they're doing the whole we're building up to war thing, but like, yeah, we know we're building up to war. We know what the show is about. And we've been waiting the entire season for this, and we're now at the end of the season. Oh yeah, I was wondering like where he went. Okay, like, are we really gonna look at every single character giving a dramatic look into the distance? Is that... No? Is this the end of the episode? Okay. Okay, so I have thoughts about that episode. It's not my favorite episode ever. I mean, honestly, like, what is there... what is there even to say? It's like, they built up the entire season to, like, something happening and then ended right before something actually happened. So, okay. Great. Yeah, obviously, I found that fairly disappointing. I might go into more, later at some point, because I feel like I need to process the fact that, like, this is where we ended off. I don't think it was a good idea to end off the season and episode on this, especially because, like, a lot of people don't necessarily know what's going to come up after this. So, leaving on another season cliffhanger of like, oh, something is about to happen, but it didn't happen, as, it's a calculated risk and we'll see if it pays off in general. There are certain aspects of the episode and the season that I thought were pretty weak. I think Eamon's characterization was like the biggest what the hell for me, because he went from at least kind of a relatively normal person to like full-on genocidal maniac without a lot of explanation as to how that happened. I would have appreciated if there was a bit more build-up there too, like, he goes from killing Luke to trying to kill his brother, which is a huge escalation, and then killing an entire town, which is also a huge escalation, and this is a timeline that we're talking about of, I don't know, like 6 weeks or something? Like, I'm pretty sure it would take most people a little longer to escalate. Even serial killers take longer to escalate than that. Obviously, I think the Damon Vision thing is going to be a big discussion point for a lot of people. I think that it was fairly interesting, but again, I'm sort of like Like, I obviously understand why House of the Dragon wants to reconnect with Game of Thrones, because it is a spin-off of Game of Thrones, but it keeps on repeating things that just aren't, that, like, didn't happen in Game of Thrones, so I'm wondering, like, why? Why that is. Thailand. Honestly, Thailand was probably my favorite part of the entire episode. At least that was, like, something slightly happy and exciting and new. Helena, dropping the spoilers on everybody. 2 seasons too early now. Again, interesting that Mysaria was kind of reinforcing Rhaenyra's god complex here, telling her that she is chosen by the gods and destined to be victorious or whatever. The Alicent and Rhaenyra scene, again, I kind of knew someone had mentioned that I would be... Someone had mentioned that I would probably be a little upset about the way that they presented Alicent, which is relatively true, but I don't know. It's true in the sense that, like, I feel like the characterization of her is weird. Like, like, the idea that she has somehow been humbled by this experience as if, like, anything has ever gone her way in her entire life is weird to me. I think people will maybe rightly criticize her for potentially handing over Aegon, but, like, Rhaenyra asking that was nuts to me. The notion that she asked Rhaenyra to come with her, like, I get, you know, that we're going with this whole, like, oh yeah, they were besties when they were teenagers or whatever. Like, if you're talking about taking off with Helena, I think she'll probably have a problem with Rhaenyra being there, maybe. I just feel like... I feel like the friendship between Rhaenyra and Alicent, they kind of lean too hard on that and use it as a crutch when they really shouldn't. Yeah, it's hard for me to It's hard for me to explain how I feel about the Alicent thing, because I think that they portrayed her in a kind of bad way when she was doing something that's actually like what a lot of people are claiming that they want to do. Like, she literally showed up saying, I will surrender. I just don't want myself to die or my children to die. So the fact that she's not prioritizing victory over what she loves should be a positive aspect of her character, but it feels like they presented it as if it were a negative element. So yeah, honestly, not the vibe. Not the vibe to end the entire season off. To me, like, when Aemon and Helena were talking, I felt like there was an obvious, I feel like at least Ewan really expressed an aspect of Aemon's emotion that, like, it would have been nice to explore that. Like, it would have been nice to see why he's all of a sudden like, hey, I can just kill everyone in my family, when, like, he's never expressed much of a desire to do that in the past. Gwaine and Kristen was a nice moment. I thought Fabian killed that little soliloquy he had. But yeah, overall, I mean, like, it was okay for an episode, but for a season finale, especially when we've been waiting for the second season for this long, I had obviously reservations about them cutting the season even shorter when these seasons are already incredibly short. But I feel like this felt like half a season. And if it were half a season, I'd be like, oh, that was a pretty good first half of a season. But it wasn't. And I just think, I mean, obviously I would keep watching the show. And I still enjoy the show. If I had the choice of what we could leave off on, this would not be what I would choose. And I think from, like, a general audience perspective, that's a pretty risky decision to make, to basically, you know, it's been 2 years since season 1, and now we have season 2, which again just felt like a build up to the actual war. And I know they said they only want it to be like 4 or 5 seasons, so this, you know, there's a lot to go. So I'm surprised that so little of it was kind of covered in this season, and it felt like this was just another build up to the actual war that the show is actually supposed to be about. But yeah, maybe I'll do another video, like another chatty video, talking about what I feel about the season, because I feel like my immediate reaction is kind of meh. And I'm sure there's things that I missed that I want to talk about, but it's just, I mean, to be building up at the very end and do like 1,000 kind of like Laguna Beach style, everyone is staring off into the sunset, thinking about things, and then it just ends, was a choice. And it was not my choice. So yeah. If this was just an average episode, I'd say, okay, I was entertained by that episode, but it's the season finale, and it didn't leave me super hype for what's coming. It didn't leave me like on the edge of my seat. Oh my god, I have to see season 3 immediately right now. So yeah, that is a wrap on season 2, episode 8, and a wrap on the entire season. But obviously I'll still be covering all things A Song of Ice and Fire and House of the Dragon and Fire and Blood and Game of Thrones for however long it takes us to get to the next season or to the next Game of Thrones spinoff. So if you want to follow along with me, like and subscribe.